Episode 1 was pretty good, and now looking forward to episode 2 of Shogun. Thanks for joining us again.
CinePals.
And then, yeah, now we're on 0-0 on that.
I thought we had a communication going. I was clapping, and I thought he was going, stop, stop, stop. I thought we were going to make some music. I got so excited. What's going on, everyone? I am Jabby Koei, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
What's up?
We're watching Shogun, episode 2 from FX. It's FX, right?
It is FX,
okay,
yes.
So I was like, that says Hulu. Thanks so much for joining us. And if you're watching with us on YouTube, you're seeing a cut-down version of our reaction. If you want to watch the whole thing with us without any cuts or interruptions, become a Patreon member or a member of this channel. Subscribe, please, bell icon, all notifications, vote this up, let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. Here we go.
Dang, he was old.
It is Japan. They live a long time. Yeah,
Oh, he had many wives. That's the wife.
Ah.
So how many years is that? Yep.
So we show these to the Japanese, and he will be hanged for piracy.
I'm afraid it may not be so simple. Despite the discord in Osaka, Toranaga is still president of foreign relations. He's a thorough man. I fear he'll want a complete translation of this journal, perhaps a bit too complete.
What, is it just too much work?
No, there's something in there about them, I'm sure.
Well, you know, this pirate is not a man to leave his fate with God. I suggest you don't either.
Okay.
So he knows everything about Macau. The last thing we need is any discussion of past entanglements.
Well then, let us be grateful our visitor does not speak Japanese.
Yet.
It's just a matter of time.
I wonder if he knows that his granddaughter also knows Portuguese. Oh, there it is.
You didn't bear the lead on that one.
You're in the court of Lord Yoshii Toranaga, and I am the interpreter to the Council of Regents.
Oh, good, so you'll be able to twist my words in your Portuguese favor.
But he's got another person who understands.
I will translate without prejudice.
Well, seeing as you're so bloody honest, perhaps you would do me the courtesy of telling him we are enemies.
The Japanese word for enemy is teki.
Gesture at me and say the word. He will understand.
Are his hands binded?
Why are you at war with my kingdom?
Because England refuses to be intimidated by Catholics. There are two Christian religions, Protestant and Catholic. We English are Protestant.
This is what I said!
I cannot conceive of being an enemy to you, Lord. Then I would commend my soul to God. Or surely I would die by the hand of a techie like you.
Oh, did you just declare him a techie?
Well, he's saying if the situation were to occur.
This is Lord General Ishido, Toranaga's chief rival. If you value your life, do not say a word.
Thanks. Thanks, bro.
I don't
think he's bad looking.
To the Japanese of that time, yes.
Then why is the lady so interested in him? She's interested.
You are to be detained.
For how long?
I do not know, Anjin, but I will pray for your soul.
What have you told him, you bastard? This is f***ing great.
So far, I'm liking this Father Martin. I wonder if I will eat my words later.
He had to be honest because there was a translator right there.
Well, exactly. Which is why I think Toranaga is so smart.
試されて揺らぐような信号はまことなものとは申せません。
拙者の朝知恵など殿の辛抱遠慮に及ぶはずがないことは百も承知でござる。さりながら
Let me preface this with letting you know you're smarter than me.
それゆえ我ら一同大老衆からの切腹の沙汰を待つ身となった次第。
さよう。しかし患者によればポルトガル人らはあの偉人を目の敵にしておるようじゃ。キリシタンの大老木山と王を通じてあの偉人を大坂に置くことに抗議してくるであろ
う。何故そこにキリシタンの大老が出てまいるのでござるか。
殿に断罪が下されるのは残りの大老が結束して票を投じた場合のみにござります。あの偉人を用いて医師道とキリシタンの大老との結束に。
Tricky, tricky.
That's the only way.
Are you real?
He's real.
Are these men all marked for death?
Death is the only punishment here.
Wow, that's...
Father, there's been a mistake. I'm a guest.
I'm not here to die.
He is not the seppuku type.
And I must be allowed to leave.
Dear God, you are a child in the wilderness. You don't know their games.
Yeah.
I alone will tell you the truth. If Toranagi claimed you as an ally, you'll never leave Japan alive.
Oh, damn. The priest, he was in 24. He was in Kill Bill Volume 2.
Oh.
He's been in so many things.
パードレたちがそやつの私的な処女を抑えてござる。我らはそのものの処刑を所望いたす。
I love that they're being polite about it.
トラナが我らが作る掟を侮り、むしろ我らを貶めようと利用しようとしておるのじゃ。
Rules are made to be broken.
トラナの件、賛否を問うぞ。
主、ディオスの皆において要請する。異端者の処刑が先じゃ。
It's like, you don't want to see this, right?
Yeah.
So, listen to me. I'm gonna kiss you.
Yeah, no, you don't want that.
And then you get what I get. How about that, bitch?
The Chinese hate Japan. So all trade goes through the Portuguese. It's usury. Leitako even tried to put a stop to it. But the church incited the rebellion. Smuggled guns from that secret base in Macau.
Wow, that's what they did.
Who said he'd been to that fortress? Said there were Japanese soldiers, hundreds of them, all converted to Catholicism. You telling me the Lord's here? Don't know.
It's too late for that now.
You don't understand. I must tell them. That's my way out.
You can't play their game. Their rules are too opaque. Their hearts too guarded.
You don't know me.
This guy's a survivor.
That's his song anyway.
Yeah. I'm a survivor.
その先に思いを巡らせたまでにございます。虎長公が断罪に処された後の動きに。
お主も主君に準ずることになるの。
仰せの通りで。
Unless you swap sides.
あの偉人の処刑はすでに再開しておる。キリシタン大老お二方に押し切られたのよ。手の打ちようがなかった。
But.
Ideas.
拙者、お力になれるやもしれません。
Jailbreak.
That was nicely shot, because like you knew exactly what was in his mind.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Who is this now?
Everybody getting wrecked except him.
I love his, like, bird feather coat thing. Ruthless. Sup, friend? Remember me?
この偉人をわしにくれるのはこたびで2度目じゃな。
運が良かったまでにござりまする。
What? He's double-crossing everyone.
ここに計らずも拙者が通りかかった次第。
その方、計らずもの運に恵まれておるようじゃ。
Yeah.
Sus.
He sees you.
There's an imposter among us.
鬼やおけがし恐縮でございます。安心が存じておる世界の地図を描いてみようと伝えよう。
My master asks for you to draw a map of the world.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
Because they've been like shielded from certain amounts of information, and he's about to like unlock it.
The earth is round.
世界は丸いと申しております。
Like a fruit.
日の本を指し、次にイギリスを指しましてございまする。
We came by way of Magellan's Pass. Because we had to avoid Portuguese base in Macau.
マカオに ポルトガルの砦があるゆえ。
Okay, she's faithfully translating at least.
Well, as much as she can.
Yeah.
This is the way Portugal and Spain carved up the New World. 70 years ago, they signed a treaty that split undiscovered land between them. Your country falls into the Portuguese half.
Oh.
日の本はポルトガル領だと申しております。
Oh, no.
I never heard about this.
What, really?
Part of history.
No?
Yeah.
Each Spanish and Portuguese king has the right to lay claim to any non-Catholic land they discover and to replace its government with Catholic rule.
Do you swear by your God?
Yes, I do.
She challenged him.
She loves
I get
the
it.
Catholics.
Yeah, no, for sure.
お望みはキリシタンにあらざる天下人を追放し
It's challenging everything she understands as well.
Yeah.
と申しております。My master says you should not war against the Portuguese in Japan. You are outnumbered, it is hopeless.
Unless I win.
己が勝てば望みはあると申しておりまする。
What an interesting man.
Yeah, he enjoys his arrogance.
Toranaga-sama has generously gifted you his personal quarters. This is a great honor. I hope you will enjoy.
Is that his?
That battle armor was ordered specially by Toranaga-sama after he saw it in a dream. Its star goes back many generations, all the way to the Minowara Shogunate.
I wanted to thank you for translating so honestly on my behalf today.
No thanks are necessary. My efforts are in service of my lord.
Wait, Mariko, I know you hold these priests in high regard, but I beg you to consider their motives. Your lord is in danger, and I have a ship.
I would advise against speaking out of turn.
Oh,
and you will please address me as Mariko-sama.
Learn the rules.
風が良くないそうでして、黒船が長崎に向かって出港できないと、翌年の輸送に間に合わなくなると司る虎長様に、そろそろ出港の許可をいただきたくお願い申し上げまする。
わしは常に利益について考えておる。そちの国と我が国の知らぬことがあまりに多い。あの偉人はよう知っておるようじゃがの。
You gonna come clean? Be honest.
黒船の出港はしばらく見合わせることにいたす。お主らの教会がこの辺りの海域に隠し砦を築いておるのも。
Oh, okay. We don't withhold information at all.
取り決めをするのはそれら砦について。
What if they decide to just like disband the bases?
Martina Ovitu has just received word from Toranaga. He has denied our departure papers for the Black Sheep. This cursed heretic doesn't even have the decency to ruin us slowly.
It's like a nest of vipers. Oh, what are we doing?
このような夜更けに何をしておる?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Dang! Whoa!
Oh.
Oh, this lady dangerous. Don't mess with her.
Like the whole family? Okay, quickly, come on, prove your worth.
He doesn't know what they're saying.
He knows that there's trouble. There's people shouting and shit. Oh my god, ruthless.
Lord.
Dang, yeah, no one suspects a lady. Oh my god.
Useless. God damn.
She just has a little knife and she's just taking everyone out. Yeah, he knew. Oh! Dang. No! Ah! Oh, she's going to herself. Oh no, she's coming for him. Oh. He's gonna be like, you're a badass, I want to learn.
We're in the sand again.
殿、お怪我はござりませぬか。
かくなる上は戦じゃ。
いや、これは石堂の仕業ではない。今宵わしは真珠を暗示に貸してやった。四角が狙ったのはわし 私ではなくこの男よ。
Oh my god, he's so smart! So if he says it's not Ishido, then it's gotta be the other guy.
It was the dude who was having dinner with the priests.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. 100%. I get confused sometimes.
Damn!
It's good. That's exciting.
Such good cliffhangers.
Yeah. And now it's like, oh no, gotta wait.
Yep.
Gotta wait until the next episode.
I really like that episode a lot. I thought it was fantastic. It was a good follow-up to episode 1. It built on it in such a strong way that I liked it more than the first episode. And normally you have a very strong pilot episode. You know what it is? I'm just used to like Marvel and Disney Plus and all that stuff. And so oftentimes what happens with Disney Plus is you get a powerful, good first episode and then it kind of, you get diminishing returns. And this is an instance where it's like, no, we're climbing. And we just got started.
Well,
so it's pretty wild.
They released both of them at the same time, right? So I think maybe the first episode is more of like we're setting the scene and then now we're fully getting into the intrigue. Although, there was still a lot of excitement and intrigue, I think, in the first episode. But here we're starting to kind of see more of the politics at play.
I am so relieved that this does not succumb to the temptation of what is going on today. I mean, I'm noticing it more from YouTube side than anything, but if you look up any video, how to maintain audience retention on YouTube, you're gonna see all kinds of analytical information, and a lot of it has to do with just like making everything so exciting all the time and cut.
Yeah.
And it's just like banana town, right? It's just like this unfortunate thing that has come about because of short form content like TikTok and Instagram Reels and now even YouTube Shorts. Like the way this started out was not quick. It took its time.
Yeah.
It's got some exciting stuff going on, and it's like kind of modernized with the music and et cetera. Even this episode, the way it started off, it's like it took its time to get through stuff, but it was still so compelling and like this cool, fun, slow burn. And then when like violence happens, it's freaking flippin' violent.
And it's quick too.
Yeah.
It's not like overstaying its welcome. It like just happens. Like in this episode when the female assassin comes in and she just like straight up just like just kills people. There's no like drawn out fight or anything. She's in and out, ninja style.
There's a tiny part of me that wishes the Portuguese was Portuguese. Instead of English.
Yeah.
It's like, well, why are we doing Japanese then? But it's just to create a distinction between two languages. That's it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I did read a review someone wrote where they mentioned that. Like, it's cool. Obviously, I love that we're getting all of the Japanese in Japanese. That's really exciting because I feel like there's so much more nuance in the language when it's being spoken that way, and it just feels right. But yeah, this person was like, okay, so we're just supposed to believe that he's English, he's speaking in an English accent, and then everyone else is just speaking English in like accented English, and that's just supposed to be, and they're speaking Portuguese. We're just supposed to believe that the English is Portuguese, and that's what we have to do. It's a small thing. It's fine. It makes it easier, I guess, because otherwise, maybe for the general public, watching an entire show subtitled would be just too much.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
There was this Bruce Lee movie I watched a long time ago called Return of the Dragon. Its original title was Way of the Dragon. I got the dub version. And so there's this scene in Italy, well, the whole thing takes place in Italy, where Bruce Lee is telling this translator, hey, tell him I want his guys out of here. And then the little wimpy translator goes, he says he wants your guys out of here now.
If I see him here again, he won't leave alive.
He told us not to come and cause any more trouble.
And then the guy responds in English. I'm like, how come everybody's speaking English? Like, Bruce Lee can just tell the guy himself.
This doesn't make any sense.
Why isn't Bruce Lee just talking to the white guy himself and saying, get out of here? And it's because in the original, Bruce Lee was speaking Chinese. And the other guys were speaking English or Italian. I think it was English. Anyway, everybody should just speak English and not know what they're saying to each other. I'm just kidding. No, I thought that this was super cool in the way it was shot and the action and everything like that. That even though it was minimal, it was like you said, it was quick. And so it felt more harrowing as a result. I was a little upset by how quickly his samurai dudes just got executed by this lady. But it's like, what cloth is she cut from? We got to know more about that. That feels like a show unto itself. Who is she? Just like this crazy assassin lady with a little knife that executed like 40 people.
Ninja.
Yeah.
You know, it's like samurai are very different from ninjas. Although technically, historically, ninjas were farmers who were just trying to fight for their lands or whatever. That's why their weapons are mostly inspired from like farming equipment.
Yeah.
But samurai have a code.
I know.
You know, there is none. It's like in and out, ninja style.
There was this YouTube video I watched a while back. The last remaining ninja, like true ninja, talked about like what the ninjas were used for back in, you know, old Japan. And one of the things he said, one of their skill sets was spreading gossip. And I laughed. It's like, do you know who Sharon's dating right now?
No, gossip. People undermine gossip. We're going off on a tangent.
I know.
People undermine gossip and they say that like old ladies do it. But you know what though? First of all, gossip can save lives because you can tell people like, hey, this is dangerous. And secondly, gossip can be used to sow dissension
Kirk,
among
this show
people.
is full of gossip.
Exactly.
I understand in the like truer sense of the word, like what he, the last ninja, meant. But it's just kind of hilarious to think about in modern context. It's like,
yeah. So Becky was like dating Todd.
Yeah, exactly. It's just silliness. But anyway, what were you saying about the ninjas and the samurais?
They're just different.
There's
Samurai have code, like seppuku. They're super honorable. But yeah, it's really fascinating to me just watching how they're acting. I love everything that is being said without being said, and sometimes it goes over my head, and that's okay. I have to be like, wait, was he being he's being insulting. He's definitely being rude right now.
Yeah.
But it all sounds like on the surface just really civil, and like that's the whole culture, it seems.
When Toranaga was you know, putting the pillows together and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, he's making a nicer bed.
I was like, oh yeah, he's got like a nice little silk sheets, what's going on? Then I was like, oh no, he's like literally just making a fake sleeping person at this point. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like all of that, and the way that Mariko behaves, I love that. Like, you know how she's just so polite and nice, but there's something in her eyes as well. Like when she put John Blackthorne in his place and was like, he will address me as Mariko-sama, and then just like left, you know? And I liked that scene with her and her son as well, where you finally get to see this side of her that's just like more animated and relaxed and happy. And then as soon as the husband comes in, it's like just that stoic look on her face, and it's just so calm and everything. And so I'm very curious about her because we got to see behind her mask a little bit. I just think she's such a fascinating character because there's so much going on there.
Yeah. And the John proved his I guess what kind of person he is when he tried to save Toranaga. Yeah, sorry, there's a lot of names to keep up with.
Yeah.
And they're not all like Bob and Steve. It's like, it's a little tough for me. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think he's proved that he's an honorable man, and I think that Toranaga will respond to that in a positive way. The only thing now is like his enemies, Toranaga's enemies, are circling around him, and anytime now they could decide, well, it seems like they've all agreed that he should be executed. So at this point, it's like, well, hopefully Blackthorne can help him find a way to be valuable, or to sow enough dissension among the other regions that he'll not die.
We only got a small little sample size amount of Toranaga's swordsmanship, by the way.
Yeah.
It was a tiny little, you know, Costco sample.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be a badass.
You know, it's we see him in the posters wearing the whole like gear.
Yeah.
You know, I can't wait to see when he throws down properly. He's gonna be sick with it, and it's gonna be brutal.
It's gonna be brutal. I mean, they were all kind of eyeing war. Like even Ishido, that was also really beautifully portrayed when he's just like looking at the armor and just like looking at it, like thinking, I want war.
Yeah.
You know, like what are we doing? We're just sitting here signing papers and all of that. Like it's all bubbling up under the surface, and it's gonna just explode at some point in this series.
But I wonder if any of the people who are like enemies in this moment are going to align at least temporarily against the Portuguese.
Yeah, anything's possible. And especially learning what Toranaga did about, you know, what the Portuguese are doing and like what their actual intentions are. I think that's going to change a lot.
So you knew this history about the Portuguese on like and like
from what I understand from my knowledge of high school history, and I don't remember everything exactly, but when Europe started exploring the New World, it was mainly Spain and Portugal. They were the two main countries that set out. And so at a certain point, they did draw a line. Like, I know this about South America, and this is why I think Brazil is the only Portuguese-speaking country, whereas all the others are Spanish-speaking. It's because of this agreement that they had, where it was like, if it lands here, it's ours, and if it lands there, it's yours.
Oh, okay.
I didn't actually know that it extended all the way to Japan as well.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that I kind of knew.
Interesting.
Yeah, history, man. History class is so much fun.
And violent.
Well, yeah. I don't actually remember a lot about the shogunate from history class. All I know is that at some point the shogunate is overthrown, and then it's the Meiji Restoration after that.
This is a fascinating story about a dude who was just like this person who was just trying to survive, and it ends up in a situation way bigger than himself. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, although he had a series of excursions that seemed pretty brutal, you know, before he landed there.
Yeah.
So that's going to have to be talked about at some point.
They're definitely setting up for an interesting show, especially with just the way things are just gradually being shown to us. Like nothing's just kind of coming out right away, just like, oh, it's this. It's like, no, you have to watch and you have to pay attention, unlike me and misunderstanding the end.
So it seems, based off the fact that it's a mini series, there's no season 2 in mind. It's like, this is just 10 episodes and done. I'm thinking that's what's going on here. I mean, it literally says TV miniseries, and like I don't know how many seasons the original Shogun was, but I think it's based on a book, and so
yeah, it is based on a book.
I don't think they plan to take it any further than that.
I mean, right now it's looking incredible. Like they definitely spent a lot of money on the sets and the costumes and everything, and a lot of research appears to have gone into making it feel as authentic as possible. So, you know, if it's just one series or one season, then they can just kind of throw everything into it.
The original was also a mini series, and it was just 5 episodes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In 1980. So
this has got 10, apparently.
Yeah. I feel like we need to watch that one just to get ahead and understand.
Get ahead?
Yeah.
No, I'm enjoying this one so much, though.
But we can get the whole thing in 5 episodes. You know, it almost feels like Dune to Shogun, you know?
Well, yeah, because it's got a lot of those, like, politics going on and, like, feuds and bloodlines and all of that.
That's what I meant.
What did you mean?
I was just talking about details. Like, you know, the original was 5 episodes off of that book. This is 10, so it's going in deeper.
Yeah.
To, like, really allow you to get invested in this even more and uncover more. Just to make even more use of that material. It's cool. You know, like Dune wrapped itself all up in one movie before.
Right.
And now it's being spread out into multiple movies.
Was The Last Samurai also inspired by this story?
Maybe a little bit. Yeah, I mean, that's entirely possible.
Because I keep thinking of The Last Samurai every time we're watching this.
Last Samurai inspired by Shogun. The Last Samurai was overall fairly close to history. The Meiji Restoration, which occurred roughly from 1868 to 1912, marked the collapse of the Tokugawa shogunate and the rise of the imperial control under Emperor Meiji. It doesn't say anything about...
Okay, well, no, it seems like this happens a lot after this story. If Last Samurai was set around the Meiji Restoration, then it definitely didn't happen.
I just asked, is Shogun a true story? It says Clavel's novel is a totemic work of fiction, but it's also inherently rooted in reality. Black Throne is loosely based on a man named William Adams, the first Englishman to reach Japan. Adams would go on to play a considerable role in the country's international politics and become a samurai himself.
Ooh.
Wow.
that's interesting. But you can already see the direction that it's going. Like, you can see that he has, first of all, the aptitude for the language, and he's learning fast. And I think that watching Tokugawa take out the assassin so well, he's going to be like, oh my gosh, that was dope.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to do that. And I feel like the priest in the prison was kind of foreshadowing, like, in a way, because it seemed like Blackthorn was just so adamant that he was not going to get into, like, stuff. Or was it the priest, or was it in the other episode? No, I think it was the priest. Never mind. Fuck that.
You guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I'm Jabby Koei. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.